Hey, what's up? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to talk about LeAndria Johnson. I can't pronounce her name. She's a gospel singer. I've heard about her before, but I just never really, wanted to know her story or anything. I do remember some guy on the Queen's Court, the Queen's Court, when Madison and Kaya were together. He came on the show. I do remember that shit though. But she got the Saints mad, baby. The Saints are upset. Do you hear me? Baby, they ready to kick that bitch ass. She basically said, fuck the church and fuck Christianity. Fuck y'all ain't shit but hoes and tricks. That's basically what she said in a nutshell. Let me just say this much before I get into what I really want to say. I didn't grow up in church, but I became very active in church when I was a teenager. I can't remember the exact age, but it was my early teens. I became active in church, and we went to Sunday school or go to Sunday service. If there's an afternoon service, pastor's and wife anniversary, if there's a visiting church, we had to go visit a church, youth meetings, and I was youth president. I remember sometimes we called our youth department No Limit Soldiers for Christ. I still remember. And we had t-shirts made, and we would wear our shirts to school because we wanted to let everybody know that God is love, and you shouldn't be afraid to love the Lord, and you shouldn't be embarrassed to express that you love God. And so we used to always wear our t-shirts to school sometimes. Well, we used to wear our shirts to school sometimes. And you would see about 10 or 15 of us just walking around. Yes. So anyways, and then the older I got, I started to question a lot of stuff that I was taught when I was a child. And one thing I learned is, for some reason, because I went to a black church, and when I tried to find a church home in Houston, it was going to be a black church. But one thing I found out is you don't question what the Bible says. You don't question what the pastor says. And if you question it, for some reason, I don't understand this to this day. For some reason, if you question, or if you have questions about the things that you were taught as a child, about the things that they say the Bible says, what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do, what you're supposed to say, what you're not supposed to say, if you question that, for some reason, people will flip it around as though, oh, you don't believe in God, or you're trying to turn your back on the church. And it's just like, ho. I just have questions. It's okay for me to question the shit you tell me. Just because you tell me the sky is blue, that doesn't mean I can't look up and see for my goddamn self. And just because I look up and see for my goddamn self, you shouldn't take offense to it like I'm just calling you a liar. It's okay for me to look up and see for my damn self. And it's okay for me to have questions about the things that y'all have taught me. And so, I just want to say that to lead me into what I'm about to say. So when LeAndria Johnson, or I think I'm pronouncing her name wrong. I've been hearing people say LeAndria. I've been hearing people say LeAndra. We're just gonna call her Lele Johnson, because that's what she gave me the other night. She gave me straight up Lele Johnson. So Lele got on live the other night, and she cut the fuck up. And I was here for every fucking second of it. Now let me just say something. One thing I have started to realize is you can say what the fuck you want to say, but you better believe that there will be some consequences for what we say, especially when you're in the minority going against the majority. So if you're going against something like the black church, baby, you pretty much probably gonna lose, even if you are speaking the truth. One thing I've noticed about the black church is the black church, to me, in my opinion, is like a cult. It's worse than Donald Trump supporters. You just don't go against the black church. And if you do, bitch, you will be dealt with accordingly. People are mad at what this woman said, but they don't want to talk about what she said. Because y'all know once that conversation gets started, bitch, all types of skeletons gonna start coming out the closet. So y'all can get upset and talk about, oh, she was drunk. She said she wasn't drunk. I watched the full 12-minute clip, almost 13 minutes. She said she wasn't drunk. Oh, she was drunk. She was high. She must have been on something. No. She was telling the motherfucking truth. She was telling her truth. She was telling the truth. Now, you ain't got to agree with how she said it. But let's talk about what she said. Let's talk about why she said what she said. And I think some of the points that she was trying to make, like in one point, she was trying to basically say, she doesn't claim to be perfect. She doesn't claim to be perfect. But a lot of y'all walk around here talking about how you living your life for God and you living your life according to what the Bible says, which is a fucking lie. But then you turn your nose up at people. Then you turn your back on people. But then you'll turn around and say in the same breath that you live in your life the way you live in your life the way God would want you to live your life. Girl, what? Half of the shit y'all be saying don't even make no fucking sense. Y'all mad. Y'all mad at that woman because she spoke her truth. And like I said, y'all don't want to talk about what she said or why she said it. Y'all just want to talk about, oh, she said fuck and she said shit. Girl, y'all are too fucking grown to be so caught up in the fact that a grown woman said fuck and shit. Y'all wasn't this mad when y'all found out Jamal Bryant was fucking around on Giselle Bryant or had kids out of wedlock. Y'all don't be this mad when y'all be sitting at the bus stop and your pastor driving by in a $90,000 car going to his $1 million mansion. I always said if push come to shove, I'm gonna become a pastor, because that's where you make all the money at. I remember one time I was talking to this guy, and he was deep into church, and I remember one time the church, I started going to church with him because that was his thing. Okay, child, we can go. I don't fool with church, but if you want to go to church, I'm trying to be with you. Okay, I can do that. I don't have no issue with the church to the point where like I can't go. I just don't go on my own. But if I end up talking to a person, they be like, "Can you go to church with me a couple of times?" Okay, I'll go to church with you a couple of times. And I remember one time the church, they wanted to raise money to buy the pastor a car. You remember those Chrysler 300? I think that's what the Chrysler 300. It kind of reminded you of like a Bentley, not a Bentley, but it kind of reminded you of like a Bentley or something. I think it was called the Chrysler 300. Anyways, they were trying to raise money for that, and I was like, I'm not giving him my motherfucking money. And he was like, why? I was like, this pastor, from what I understand, got 2 or 3 cars already, and y'all trying to buy him a 4th? Half of these people out here on the church van are catching the bus to church, giving a social security money, they making $9 an hour, and they gonna try to get their money to get this pastor a new car for what? And y'all know what he told me? He told me that it was important for the pastor to live a certain lifestyle because it shows people what God can do for them. I said, baby, you got me all the way fucked up. I'm already over here penny pinching to pay this motherfucking $350. At the time, I had a Grand Prix. I'm already over here penny pinching to pay this $352 car note and this $140 insurance. You want me to turn around and get this nigga, put some money in a goddamn pot or something for this nigga to get him another motherfucking car? You got me fucked up. Fuck him, fuck these stupid ass people, and fuck your silly ass for saying that shit to me in the first place. What? So the only way I can know what God can do for me is to make sure that the pastor has a 4th car. I think it's gonna be his 3rd car. He gonna have another car? What? What? If that ain't some of the dumbest shit. And we got into a big argument, and he was just like, I was being disrespectful because I did not understand. I just did not understand. And he was just like, you being disrespectful, and you shouldn't talk like that. I don't give a fuck about nothing what the fuck you just said. You talking that stupid shit. For you to even open up your mouth and tell people that the only way that people can know what God do, well, one of the ways that people can know what God can do for you is to make sure that the pastor, I guess, lives a certain lifestyle. So when they look at him, they can see, oh, look what God will bless upon me. What type of shit? Baby, let me tell you something. Fuck him. Fuck these stupid ass people. Fuck this church house and fuck you. Because if y'all think y'all about to get a motherfucking penny from me, y'all got me fucked up. Ask me, did I give a penny? Didn't give shit. Baby, please. Baby, you got me all the way messed up. So anyways, so yeah, I'm just like, I'm with LeAndria. Like, you know, at the end of the day, there are going to be consequences for the stuff that we say. But for y'all to just, you know, basically just try to throw out what this lady said because y'all don't like it. Let's talk about what she said. Let's talk about why she said it. Oh, she was drunk. Oh, she just hurt. She church hurt. She church hurt. What? No, she pissed off because she thought that she was probably getting into something. She probably thought the gospel industry was different from the other fuck shit. But the truth of the matter is the gospel industry is just another part of the music business. It's all into one. You handle business first and then the singing come later. Ooh, shit, it's hot in here. So, yeah, I'm with LeAndria, Lily, whatever her name is. Girl, I understand exactly what you're saying. Because some of the people who I know go to church, I've heard the stories about how these church people ain't shit, how they kick you out when they find out you gay, and then beg you to come back when the choir start doing horrible. I hear those stories about how the pastor is fucking the bitch on the second row. Or how the deacon done got another woman pregnant. Or how the woman on the usher board is fucking one of the deacons. I hear these stories. I know this shit be going on. No, for facts. Not opinions, facts, baby. So when y'all want to start, before y'all start getting on LeAndria about saying fucking shit, let's talk about the real shit in the church that's going on in church. Let's talk about these pastors out here who are living a fraudulent life. Now, just like y'all say, ain't every cop bad, but it's some bad cops. Every pastor ain't bad, but it's some bad pastors. And it's some fucked up church members. I said what I said, and I meant what I said. Lily, girl, you was telling the truth. These hoes is mad. That's it. That's it. That's all it comes down to. They mad because you telling the truth and you opening up a door that they don't want to be open. Let me go because I'm about to get heated.